Hello and welcome to my show. My name's Tom Whitehead and my website is Cuisine Thoughts. And today we're going to do something a little different. We're not cooking anything, but I just want to go over a couple of things that I really like, and that has to do with drinking. So the first thing we're going to talk about is tequila. When I was growing up, we didn't have high-end tequilas. We had pretty low-end tequilas because nobody knew what to do with the tequila in those days. But what everybody did do with them is we did a shot. And we did a shot with a lemon or a lime and some salt. And the salt is an important ingredient in all cooking. And there are a lot of different kinds of salt. There's just a regular table salt that is a very fine salt. Next up from that is a kosher salt. The grains are a little bigger. And then up from that is a Maldon salt that the grains are even bigger than that. And then you have different ways that salt is quote unquote mined. You have some different colors of salt, gray salts, some black salts. You've got salts that come from that are taken from taking seawater and evaporating, and the only thing left is salt. But in today's, for me personally, I use kosher all the time because I know how much it is. And by that I mean, if I have a teaspoon, for instance, of salt, of kosher salt, I know how much salt flavor that is when I cook with it. And it's going to be different with table salt because it's a finer grain. If you take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of table salt, it'll have more salt in the teaspoon than if you had a teaspoon of kosher salt. God, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's get on with what we're trying to do. So the first thing we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to do the proper way to do a shot of tequila. So the tequila we're using today is much too good for what I'm doing. This is a Patron Silver. You don't need that high level of a tequila to do this. We're going to take a lemon in this case. We're going to get a wedge. Let's get those seeds out. Of course, by the end of the night, you're not too worried about the seeds. Be careful with this drink at the end of the night. It'll hurt you a little bit. So, how you do this is you pour a shot of tequila. You lick your finger, between your thumb and your forefinger, like that. Put some salt on it, like that. And in the same hand, you hold on to your lemon slice. Okay? So, what do? You go lick, shot, lemon. Woo! Then you have to shiver. And then you're done. Pretty simple. It's fun to do with a group of people. I enjoy it. I don't do it as much as I used to. I used to do a chaser too. I used to do a Heineken chaser with it. Boy, young. I didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, that's our first drink. The second drink we're going to do today is called a Boilermaker. And let me wash out my jigger. And a Boilermaker is really a working man's drink. I like to do it this way. I do a shot of any kind of whiskey. You want a rail whiskey. And when I say a rail whiskey, it means when you're at a bar and the bar is busy, you'll notice that the bartender reaches down below him. Well, that's the rail. And he's getting the whiskeys or the other liquors that he uses most of the time in drinks. So it's not the expensive. If you talk about the expensive stuff, you're talking about the stuff that's behind them. I can't remember the term for it, but those are the high-end ones. You don't need the high ends for what we're getting ready to do. And the beer you're going to use, you can use the lager, the straight American lager, like a Budweiser or a Schlitz or an Old Milwaukee. Those are a working man's beer. That's what this whole drink is about. It's a working man's beer. a working man's drink. So for this case, I don't have a good rail. I've got some, I'm going to use some Black Label, Johnny Walker. So you do that, put another shot in. Then you need a beer. Let me get a beer. Open the beer. Get a nice beer glass. We're going to use my Kozel glass. Kozel is a Czech beer. It's wonderful. I love this stuff. You can't find it in America. But anyway, you're going to fill your glass with the beer. There. Now, some people claim that you have to pour the whiskey into the beer. Other people say you have to drop the whiskey into the beer. I say you do a shot and then you do your beer. You can also sip and do your beer, but I like to do the shot. Now, I've already done the tequila. Now I'm getting ready to do the bourbon. I'm not sure how many more videos I'm going to be doing. I can't even talk. So anyway, you do this. You talk about the day you've had with the other people at the bar. This is what you would drink at a working man's bar. Like my friend Lee's bar in outside of Pittsburgh. His dad ran a bar. This would be what they'd have there. And then you drink your beer. And you can sip the beer, drink the beer, chug the beer and have another, depending on what your day was like. But I enjoy this at a bar. I like to do this on a Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Then I struggle home and cook something to eat. But these are two great drinks that are fun, and so I hope you enjoy them. Anyway, good drinking, and stay safe, and thanks for watching.